Hey there, do you have a gratitude practice? Or maybe you've heard that you should have a gratitude practice. You read a book, heard a speaker, and they told you all about the great things that come from having a gratitude practice. Well, if that's you, then you're going to like what I have to share today because most likely, if you have a gratitude practice, it's gone one of two ways. Either it's part of your life, it's just something you do and it works for you. Or if you're like 80% of the people I talk to, you've tried it, it felt like one more thing you had to do and you really weren't feeling the benefit of it. What's worse is you were feeling guilty that you weren't doing it. So if any of that resonates with you, then I'm going to share something with you, a little trick that's going to help shift it for you. And I think it'll make it a lot more powerful. Also, to all of our Canadian friends, today is Canadian Thanksgiving, and I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to you. This post was inspired by your holiday. So, what is gratitude? What is Thanksgiving? And then, what are the alternatives? And for me, the big alternative is understand the difference between gratitude, Thanksgiving, and appreciation. A little bit of this is going to be semantics because, different words mean different things to different people. But having been raised in a country with a Thanksgiving, having been raised in a religion where being grateful and for what you had was really important, and then sort of taking what was societally taught to me and developing something that actually works for me has led me to develop an appreciation practice, which looks different. So appreciation to me is the edge. That's the place where you actually find benefit. And here's why. Oftentimes, gratitude and being grateful is something we were taught, and it's something that feels like a job. It feels like a should. And what often happens when people hear about developing a gratitude practice, they hear they should write down 5 things or 3 things every day that they're grateful for. In fact, I just launched a new journal, and I'll tell you, it's, writing three things down that you appreciate is something I also encourage people to do. But here's what makes this different from the way that gratitude is normally taught. A lot of times when we are taught it, we hear examples like, I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my kids' health. I'm grateful for my home. I'm grateful I have heat, whatever it is. These are all things that we know we should be grateful for, right? In concept, we know what other people don't have. And so comparatively, we understand that there's a lot that we benefit from in the world. The thing though is, if you don't actually have an experience in your heart, like something that sort of makes you feel like, whoa, this is really good, you're not benefiting from, the practice. And the reason is that, kind of at the heart of a gratitude practice is the idea that, when we send out signals to the universe, to God, to source, whatever word you use, that, I am happy with this, that they match it with more. Well, the thing is, if you're not actually experiencing that joy or that happiness in the moment, you're not going to get the benefit of it. Where appreciation is a little bit different is appreciation. And again, it might be just a word thing. Appreciation to me means like you feel it, right? And the difference between that gratitude and that appreciation is also that you don't have to fake it, right? You can't fake what you appreciate. Like either you appreciate it or you don't. And so often there's things that you should feel grateful for that right now in this moment, you're not appreciating. One of them being, it's really challenging right now for parents who have their kids home to feel gratitude for their health. Of course, you're glad that they're healthy, but in this moment, most of what you're feeling around your children probably has some angst to do with their schooling. Are they getting what they need? Are they getting the kind of exercise, socialization? Like there's just so much that crowds the mind. So to dig in and find something that you truly appreciate really shifts it. And sometimes, the kid stuff has so much attached to it that it's not a clean appreciation emotion in this moment. And so it's much better to go small. Sometimes the thing I can always feel appreciation for, look at my little cracked mug. I got this as a speaker. It was in my gift bag. This is my favorite mug, even with the crack and all. Seize the day. I love this mug. I can't even tell you why. It just, every time I look at it, makes me happy, right? Never have to fake it. It just makes me happy. Inside the mug, coffee always makes me happy, right? I always appreciate it. So grateful. So that's the difference, that appreciation versus gratitude. And there is a value in daily checking in on what you appreciate. And here's why. It's not because it's something you have to do to be worthy of additional gifts. It's not that, God or the universe is watching and saying, do you appreciate what you got? Like, some horrible parent who's holding it over your head. Like, I'm not going to give you one more thing because you're just not grateful enough. It's not about that. It's about when we don't allow in all the good stuff, when we don't allow ourselves to experience it, that full appreciation for all the good stuff in our life, we block what's coming in. And I talk about this all the time, the idea that if we receive one thing, we open up space to receive all things. When we resist one thing, we resist all things. So the goal in appreciating is really to just allow in the good stuff, to practice of receiving, to practice allowing, because it is a practice and it's a muscle. And the stronger the muscle becomes, the more the muscle can allow. And that's really the goal. Now, we are talking about this today inside the Space for Magic group. I'm actually going to go do a card reading in 15 minutes in the Space for Magic group. So if you have not joined our Facebook group yet, you can go to facebook.com/groups. I'm going to put this in the comments /Space for Magic. And what we're doing in there, we're doing card readings, we're doing Facebook Lives, we're doing lots of fun stuff to open you up to these different ideas with the goal of creating space for magic. And magic is really just that force in the world that allows us to experience gifts that go beyond our human controls, right? So again, for my Canadian friends out there, happy Thanksgiving. To everyone else, I wish you many, many blessings to be appreciative for. All right, have a great day.